Hi. Thank goodness the Deficit Reduction Commission deadlocked, because democracy is a lot better than gridlock. That's the subject of today's Lunch Alert video. If you've watched the last couple of days, I was really concerned that the Deficit Reduction Committee would recommend major tax increases and that the Republicans would cave to the enormous pressure they were under to come to a deal. And everybody, the markets, the establishment, the economists, the defense establishment, because they're worried about the automatic cuts on defense kicking in, everybody was raising enormous pressure on the Congress, and good for them for holding firm and not caving in. Special kudos to Pat Toomey, the senator from Pennsylvania, from the Club for Growth, who was so strong on this issue. The real point here is that we have a fundamental disagreement in the United States between those who want small government and bigger government, higher taxes and lower taxes, higher spending and lower spending. Now, if we were Japan, we wouldn't raise these differences. We would just smooth them over and compromise them. And if we were Italy, we'd just split the difference because we'd always have a coalition government. But we're the United States. We make decisions, and we make them through democracy. We have elections that make these judgments. And obviously, you get to a point where there is such significant differences of opinion that you have to go back to the voters and say, what do you think? Which course do you want to adopt? And that's what the 2012 elections will be all about. And it's just great that we're doing that. This is not a failure of Congress. This is not something to be ashamed of. This is something to be proud of. We are a democracy, and we defer these decisions to the people. And that's precisely what that Deficit Commission should have done and did do. Good for the Democrats and the Republicans for not caving in, for clearly articulating their points of view and putting it up to the electorate. To have compromised on this would be a little bit like you have somebody who's coming to trial for a crime and you don't know if he did it or didn't do it, so you compromise. You give him a small sentence. But he says he's innocent, and the DA thinks he's guilty as anything of a horrific crime, and a short sentence satisfies nobody. A little spending cuts, a little tax increase wouldn't be satisfactory. It would just kick this ball down the road. And it is absolutely wonderful that they're putting it up to an election. So don't listen to anybody that says this is gridlock, this is the dysfunctionality of Congress, of a democracy. Nonsense. This is democracy at work, and thank goodness it happened this way. And by the way, we couldn't ask for a better set of issues to be teed up for the 2012 election. The media is spinning the short-term outcome of this and saying that, oh, Obama's going to run against Congress the way Harry Truman did. Well, first of all, Congress is half Democrat, and everybody knows that. And secondly, if the choice is higher spending or lower spending, it's very clear what the American people are going to do. So we couldn't ask for a better set of differences and issues to be teed up for the election. Thanks a lot. Now, tonight is the debate. And I'm going to be watching the debate and tweeting, commenting on the website as everybody speaks. And it's a tough debate. Will Gingrich be able to survive the attacks on him? Can Kaine come back? Can Bachmann show a pulse, responding to the failure of the Deficit Committee? Will Romney stay in first place? So come and watch the debate with me. And then tomorrow we'll be sharing the results of the debate. And then on Thanksgiving Day, Thursday, and we'll keep it over for Friday, I have a very, very special video about Thanksgiving and about the history of the holiday and of the events that lay behind it that I think you won't want to miss. Thanks a lot. Thanks very much for watching. I've been talking about for your grandchildren or children, Dubs Goes to Washington for kids from 4 to 8. Eileen and I couldn't find books that young people could buy that would be patriotic and explain the values that made America great. So we enlisted our dog to go to Washington and hunt around for that while he's looking for his ball. And with each of the sites in Washington, we have a sort of poem that explains the background of it and gives them a little bit of the content. So thanks for watching. See you tomorrow at lunch.